What's excited me most about the work of DITA is seeing people come together who I've never imagined could be together. So it could be artists, theologians, artists with artists, painters with musicians. It's not about a thing called theology or a thing called the arts. It's about people who practice these things as part of who they are, relating to each other. I think one of the most unique powers of the arts, and one of the most important, is that it trains you to notice others. In DITA10, on the last evening, on the Saturday night, we did this big concert with this orchestra, and we played the last movement of Mozart's Jupiter Symphony, which is basically an incredible number of different themes all coming together and all sounding completely natural with each other. And although it's magnificently ordered and carefully calculated, it sounds completely free. I can no longer think of the new creation now without thinking of Mozart's Jupiter Symphony. That amazing sound of harmony and diversity all together is, I think, a kind of parable of the Christian church, of what we're meant to be, what we were made for, where people from every different nation, background, ethnic group are able to relate to each other, enhance each other, live together at last in a way that is just pure joy. This is the way the arts help us imagine, help us see glimpses of that future in the world as it is. We have seen an enormous hunger amongst students to integrate the arts into their theological work. But we're also seeing a great hunger in potential students. It is quite a draw, what we've got going on here. So we have a large certificate program now that has grown far beyond what we could have imagined. What excites me most about DITA's future is the possibility of establishing networks of trust. We have small groups of dancers, thinkers, theologians who've learned to trust each other, who have learned to learn from each other, to risk being vulnerable with each other, to share crazy ideas, out of which great creative things will come. We're set in this extraordinary university with its amazing resources and departments of many different kinds. Now at DITA10, we had a group of young scholars who met, about 15 of them, to share ideas, learn to trust each other, committed to encouraging each other in the future, and producing material together. The more of those groups we can encourage, I think the brighter the future, and that's what I was particularly proud of in DITA10. As part of the final service of DITA10, we had a saxophonist and a dancer, a pianist and bass player improvising on a song about suffering and renewal. When they first met together, it didn't work well. They had to learn to trust each other, and eventually they did. But that took time. If you spoke to each of them afterward, they would use some such language. I found my own voice eventually, but with others. And it ended with a hymn. So all of this was gathered into the praise of someone other than ourselves. That seems to me what it ultimately means to be a new creation. You are remade in a way that's unpredictable, that relates you to others, that frees you in your body. That sure involves struggle and a good deal of cost. That, for me, was a little parable of where I'd like DITA to be going in the future.